helps actors become known. He oftentimes will take actors that have had a bad performance or aren't really recognized by the general public as being good actors. He's able to get the best out of these actors. He's able to write scripts that are very conducive to a good performance. And in every movie, he makes a cameo appearance. I'm talking about Quentin Tarantino, and I'm Nick Sawady. According to A&E TV Network, Quentin Tarantino is often forgotten because after 1994, he didn't make very many movies. It wasn't until the middle 2000s that he actually became recognized again and made more movies. And also, he isn't very well liked because his success is oftentimes very controversial. He is unafraid to do things that most directors wouldn't do. His movies are oftentimes very violent, and he doesn't refrain from profanity. So one of the reasons that I'm talking to you guys today about Quentin Tarantino is obviously he's not as well known as some of the other movie directors. I love movies, and he's one of my favorite directors. So I'm going to talk to you today about Quentin Tarantino's favorite movies, his awards, and then the legacy that he will leave when he is done directing movies. So to start off with his famous movies, the first one that shot him into stardom is Reservoir Dogs. It was made in 1992. It features Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, and Michael Madsen. And it follows the story of thieves that have successfully done a jewelry heist, but something goes wrong. They think that there is a police informant in the group, and chaos ensues. The next movie is Pulp Fiction, which was made in 1994. This is considered his greatest movie. It features John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, and Uma Thurman. It follows multiple storylines as they intertwine. Chaos begins as usual, and there is a lot of unexpected deaths. His most recent movie is Django Unchained. It features Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, and Leonardo DiCaprio. It follows a German bounty hunter and a freed slave on the search for the freed slave's wife. It's a really great movie. All of them are really great movies. And they have been recognized by the Academy. So to go on to some awards, this is all gathered off of Moviefone staff online. Reservoir Dogs has 10 wins, 10 major wins, with another 9 nominations. Pulp Fiction has 59 wins, 46 nominations, and won an Oscar. And Django has 33 wins, 53 more nominations, and 2 Oscars to its name. So now that I talked about his famous movies and the awards, I'm going to talk about the legacy that he's leaving when he's gone. Obviously, he's controversial. He's not afraid to do things. He just puts whatever he wants into movies. He's known for his violence and his profanity as well. According to the Atlantic Wire, in an interview that they conducted with him, he was asked about if the violence that he portrays in his movies affects the violence in real life. And his response to that was that as a filmmaker, he has the right to create whatever he wants. And it is the responsibility of the public, mostly the parents of the children, if you're talking about younger children, to keep these children from not watching his movies. He accepts that his movies are not for everyone. It takes a mature audience to understand that there is a difference between fiction and fact. As far as his use of profanity, Django recently has been riddled because its use of the N-word in almost every sentence. And the reason that he chose to use the N-word in many sentences was that he wanted to show a very real depiction of what life might have been like for a slave and the environment around it. So in conclusion, I talked about his movies, his awards, and the controversy and legacy that surrounds him. So I hope that you can take from this to don't be afraid if you're doing something to be what you want to be, just do what you feel is best. Don't be afraid to be different. Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors, as I mentioned before, but he's going to change film history. And he wasn't afraid to be different. So that's kind of the message that I'm hoping to send out to you guys.